Have you ever felt a light burning as you urinate and thought it was just momentary? Have you ever had that feeling that the bladder has not completely emptied, even after urinating? Or did you feel a weird discomfort, a strange pressure, and thought it was just something that would eat something that didn't fit well? For I need to tell you a truth that many men ignore. This may be nothing, or it may be the cry for help from your prostate. And when the prostate starts to signal, you need to pay attention, because these signs, however smaller, are the first alerts that something very serious may be happening inside you. And if you are over 40, this video is mandatory. Most of the men I talk to share the same pattern: to feel discomfort, to believe that it is fleeting and following life as if nothing had happened. But the male body has a clear language. When he wants to warn that the prostate is at risk, he speaks, only subtly, silently, almost like a whisper. Burning when urinating, difficulty starting the jet, a constant desire to go to the bathroom even after it has just urinated, and that famous feeling of even more inside, are very common signs that the prostate may be inflamed, increased, or even early in something more serious, like a tumor. And that's not all. In many cases, this burning when urinating is confused with urinary tract infection, or even dehydration. But in men, especially over 50, the most common cause of this symptom is a prostate dysfunction, whether it is a prostatitis, benign hyperplasia, or even prostate cancer starting to develop. And the frightening, many of these cases are completely asymptomatic in the early stages, and when symptoms finally appear, it can be too late to avoid invasive procedures, intense pain, and in some cases, irreversible consequences for sex life, urinary system, and quality of life in general. The problem is that many men still resist seeking help because of shame, fear, or pure ignorance, and that needs to change. Today's light pain may be tomorrow's chaos. The subtle burning can now become surgery 6 months from now. That discomfort you think is normal can be your prostate's first help cry, and you are shut up with the silence of denial. And it's no use thinking that just because the pain is small, the problem is too. Prostate cancer, for example, is known to evolve quietly. When the symptom appears hard, it is a sign that it has already advanced. And I'm not here to scare you. I'm here to open your eyes. Because you deserve to live in health, with power, safely. If you feel something different when urinating, even if it's only once in a while, don't ignore it. Your body is trying to protect you, let you know, give you a chance to act before it's late. And here, in this channel, our commitment is to help you interpret these signs, to understand what is behind each symptom, and most importantly, what to do to solve it the right way, at the right time. So if you are with me here, enjoy this moment and subscribe to the channel right now. Activates the bell not to lose any of the next videos, because in the next parts of this content, I will show you exactly what is behind this burning when urinating, and why this may be the beginning of a much larger problem than you think. And for us to start on the right foot, already comments down here. I pay attention to the signs of my body, because this simple comment shows that you are part of a group of men who take care of themselves, who are not ashamed to inform and are willing to change their own reality with attitude and knowledge. Holds on firm, because what comes now is even more important, because what comes now can open your eyes in a way that maybe no one has done to this day. Understanding these signs your body is giving you is more than important. It is urgent. And when we talk about prostate health, the difference between discovering sooner or later can be the difference between simple treatment and a painful struggle against an advanced disease. So being here watching this video already shows that you are one step ahead of most men who ignore these symptoms. And just for that, it deserves my respect. But I want to invite you to go beyond information. I want you to commit yourself to yourself. If you got here, it is because you felt that this subject touches directly on something that is there inside you. You may have identified yourself with the symptoms, maybe know someone who is going through this, or maybe you're just tired of living in doubt, afraid to go to the doctor, or with that feeling that something is not right but you don't know exactly what. Whatever the reason, you are here Agore A, and this has value. Then do the following. Leave here in the comments the phrase "I care about my health." This is not just a comment, it is a public commitment, an important step to show that you are attentive, conscious, and ready to act. It also helps this video to be shown to other men who are going through the same situation, and who, like you, may only need a push to start really taking care of each other. And if this video has warned you, you've brought you some new information, or if you felt it can help someone else, leave your like right now. This greatly strengthens the channel, causes YouTube to deliver this content to more people, and shows that this kind of information needs to reach more men. Many people still suffer in silence simply due to lack of accessible content, straightforward, and without winding like this you are watching here. And of course, if you are not subscribed to the channel yet, this is the time. Click the subscribe button and activate the bell. Here, every week, you will find videos about the main symptoms that indicate prostate problems, how to take care of male health naturally, and how to maintain your sexual power and quality of life even over the years. Because your body changes over time, yes, but that doesn't mean you have to accept living with pain, fear, or insecurity. You can, and should, live with vitality, energy, and trust. And it all starts with right information at the right time. So take a deep breath and continue with me, because now we will get even deeper into this symptom that looks simple, but may be hiding a much bigger problem. Because now we will really understand what these symptoms want to tell you. And when I speak symptoms, I'm not talking about acute pain, fever, or something that knocks you down. I'm talking about subtle, silent signals that most men simply ignore until the problem becomes a time bomb. Burning when urinating, sensation of heavy belly, that constant need to go to the bathroom, even when it just went, the weak, slow, interrupted urine jet, which seems to never completely emptied. All these are silent shouts of his prostate. These are ways of your body warn. There's something wrong inside. Look at me. It gives me attention. And the most dangerous is that these symptoms, because they are discreet at first, are almost always attributed to other causes. I must be dehydrated. I ate something that annoyed. I must have a full bladder because of coffee. Or the most classic of all, things of age. And that is the biggest mistake. Because the longer you take time to understand the real origin of these signs, the more time you can develop the problem. The truth is that your body does not speak by chance. He is extremely intelligent. It signals discomfort when there is something interfering with the natural functioning of its organs. And in the case of the prostate, any inflammation or abnormal growth begins by pressing sensitive areas, such as the urethra, which passes through it. This is where symptoms like the burning when urinating, drip after urinating, the feeling that urine is trapped, that needs to be strength to go out, or that there is always something. This is because the urethra is being compressed, and this compression can be caused by prostatitis, which is inflammation of the prostate, often caused by bacterial infection, or so-called benign prostatic hyperplasia, HBP, which is the natural increase of the gland with the advancement of age. Both cases require medical attention, follow-up, and, depending on gravity, continuous treatment. Now, the most delicate point. These same symptoms may also be related to the beginning of prostate cancer. Cancer in the early stages can cause changes in the prostate that result in these same discomfort. And this is why every urological symptom, however simple may seem, should be investigated carefully. It is better to find out that it was just a passing inflammation than to let a silent tumor. And that's why many men discover too late. Because they let the symptom pass believing it was temporary, something that was leaving alone, and the poor body kept trying to warn. There is one thing that no one tells you. The inflamed or increased prostate affects much more than your urine. It directly impacts your sex life. When the prostate is not healthy, pleasure decreases, ejaculation can become painful or weak, erection becomes harder to maintain, and desire simply disappears. And it doesn't happen overnight. It slows down, you don't even notice. But deep down you feel that something has changed. And the problem is that instead of investigating the cause, many men try to solve with erectile dysfunction remedies, believing that the problem is in the penis, when in fact the problem is being generated by prostate. And look, I know that touching this subject is not easy. There are a man who prefers to lose a tooth than to admit that he is feeling something strange when urinating or at the time of relationship. But the truth is that those who feel pain when urinating, who wakes up 3 or 4 times a night to go to the bathroom, who lives with the bladder always looking full, is not living with freedom, is living on constant warning. You are always controlling where you have a bathroom nearby. It is always insecure about sexual function itself. And all this has a huge weight in self-esteem, relationship, daily performance. The good news is that the body warns you before the situation gets worse. The big problem is that many men only realize when the problem is already advanced, when they already have strong symptoms, when they are already losing muscle mass, energy, power, and quality of life. That's why now, more than ever, you need to learn to listen to these signs. Your body is talking to you. He wants to be healed. He wants you to pay attention. And when you listen and act, the results appear. It is important that you know that prostatitis, HBP, and prostate cancer are not the same, but symptoms can be confused. Only a clinical examination, made by a urologist, can give a real diagnosis. But your part is to pay attention to what you feel. It is not pretending that it is not happening. It is not masking with random remedies or expecting to see if it gets better. Because the truth is that if it is serious, the lost time can be too expensive. And if it's simple, great. You treat, solve, and follow life with peace of mind. But ignoring is never the solution. And now I want to know about you. Have you ever felt any of these signs and thought it was your head? Have you ever been strange to urinate and preferred not to comment with anyone? Write down here with courage the phrase, "I'm paying attention to the signs of my body," or "I feel it and now I'm more attentive." These comments show that you are conscious, engaged, and, more important, willing to take care of you. And this is exactly where many men stumble. Because even after they feel the signs, even when the body is already warning clearly, they keep saying to themselves, this must be just a light infection, it will pass, or it must be stress, I'm very busy these days, and go ahead as if nothing had happened. And this behavior, this act of ignoring the symptoms of the body itself, is the most common error, and also one of the most dangerous, because the time that is lost denying or pushing with the belly is the time the disease gains to grow and spread. And unfortunately, when many finally decide to seek help, the situation is no longer so simple to solve. It is as if man had been conditioned early on not listening to his own body. We always hear that man does not complain, that man can handle pain, which is just freshness. And this is repeated in generations. Parents who never talked about health, grandparents who never went to the doctor, uncles who played when it came to prostate. Result? Ciclo de desinformação e negação. Mas deixa eu te dizer uma coisa com clareza. O verdadeiro homem é aquele que tem coragem de cuidar de si, coragem de olhar para dentro, de enfrentar seus medos, de reconhecer que há algo errado e buscar solução. Ignorar os sinais é como andar com o carro piscando a luz do óleo e fingir que não viu. Você sabe que algo precisa de atenção, mas segue dirigindo, esperando que melhore sozinho. A diferença é que carro a gente troca, corpo não. E no caso da saúde da próstata, esse erro custa caro. Most men who receive the diagnosis of advanced stage cancer share something in common. They all felt the symptoms before. Todos eles tiveram sinais, mas acharam que era bobagem. Preferiram esperar, tentar resolver sozinhos, ou simplesmente fingir que não estava acontecendo nada. E sabe por que isso acontece com tanta frequência? Porque o medo fala mais alto. O medo do diagnóstico, o medo de fazer o exame de toque, o medo de enfrentar a realidade. Mas o que muitos não percebem é que o medo que paralisa é o mesmo que destrói, porque o problema não vai embora só porque você decidiu ignorá-lo. Pelo contrário, ele vai se aprofundando, se instalando, tomando espaço. E quando finalmente decide enfrentar, já não dá para evitar os impactos. O tratamento já não é tão simples. A rotina já foi afetada. A potência sexual já não é mais a mesma. A confiança já está abalada. Tudo porque o homem deixou de agir no tempo certo. Outro ponto que não podemos ignorar é a vergonha. There is a man who burning when urinating, pain during ejaculation, difficulty in maintaining erection, or even bleeding in the semen, and yet he says nothing to anyone. Nem para a parceira, nem para o médico, muito menos para os amigos. Guarda aquilo como se fosse algo que desmerecesse sua masculinidade. Mas deixa eu te falar uma coisa. Important. If there is something that demonstrates strength and character, is the ability to recognize that you need help. It doesn't make you less man. This makes you responsible. This makes you an example. Unfortunately, this pattern of behavior, fear, silence, denial, is exactly what most feeds the advance of diseases such as benign prostatic hyperplasia, chronic prostatitis, and prostate cancer. And many of these diseases are completely treatable when discovered at first. You can't keep believing that looking for a urologist is only necessary when symptoms are unbearable. You can't continue to postpone simple tests like PSA or rectal touch because of a silly taboo. Medicine is there, the resources are affordable, and what is missing in many cases is just a decision. What's more, when man doesn't take care of his own health, he is not just affecting himself, he is affecting his partner, his family, his performance at work, his willingness to live. The prostate, however small, has a huge role in the balance of the male body, and when it is not well, it all starts to get out of place. Sleep gets worse, mood swings, sexual desire decreases, self-esteem collapses. It is as if man lost control of his own vitality, of his own identity. So, if you have felt these signs and you still think it will improve yourself, I need to tell you with all due respect, you are making the same mistake that led many men to lose what they valued most in life. You may be a step to avoid a serious problem. It may be at an appointment to discover something early, to easily reverse, to save your power, your health, and your tranquility. But as long as you keep pretending that nothing is happening, you are giving the problem time to grow, and it can be very expensive. And make no mistake, even if symptoms disappear for a while, that doesn't mean the problem has gone away. Sometimes the body gives a respite, but what is behind is still there, developing in silence. And when it comes back stronger, back without warning, returns demanding haste, pain, aggressive treatment, and then the guilt hits. That thought, why didn't I go before? Why didn't I hear my body? Why did I expect so much? But the good news is that you still have time, you can still choose the right way. And now that you heard it all, answer me sincerely. Have you made this mistake of ignoring the signs? Have you told yourself that it was just stress or something passing? Have you stopped having an important exam for fear or shame? Comment down here, even if it's just the phrase, "I've done it, but I won't ignore it anymore," or "I learned from my mistakes." These comments help not only to show that you are conscious, but also encourage other men to take responsibility for themselves. And if this video touched something inside you, it made sense, leave your like now. This helps spread this message to other men who, like you, may be silent, waiting for a word to take action. And of course, you subscribe to the channel and activate the bell, because in the next video I will show you exactly what to do when these signs appear, how to act in practice, which exams ask, and how to change your habits to protect your prostate and recover your power naturally. Still with me, because the next step is the most important of all. If you have felt any of these symptoms that we talked to here, burning when urinating, weak jet, a constant sensation of full bladder, light pain, blood in the semen or urine, difficulty maintaining erection or discomfort at ejacular, no longer pushing with the belly, your body is talking, and what he is saying is simple and straightforward. Something in his prostate needs attention. Now it's not time to pretend it's okay or wait for it to go alone. What you need to do is act. Take action. Because right now, the only thing between you and a possible serious complication is the time you will take to seek help. The first practical action, and that should be mandatory for every man from the age of 40, is to schedule an appointment with a urologist. It may seem basic, but many men spend years without setting their feet in this expert's office. And it is precisely he who will be able to evaluate his situation in depth. He will hear his symptoms, make the necessary exams, and especially eliminate any questions based on real data, not ageism. The urologist is the professional who understands the prostate, urinary function, male sexual health and cancer prevention. And looking for this expert at the first sign of alert is the difference between a simple correction now or a long and painful fight in the future. During this consultation, the most common exam requested will be the PSA, specific prostatic antigen, done by a simple examination of blood. It is fast, it does not require complex preparation, and may indicate if there is any change in prostate functioning. High levels of PSA do not mean by themselves that you have cancer, but they are a clear sign that something is out of expected. It may be inflammation, it may be benign prostate increase, it can be an infectious process, but it can also be an onset of tumor, and you will only know the difference if you do the exam. And here's an important tip. Don't wait for the symptoms to be unbearable to run after it. PSA should be done preventively, even when there are no symptoms. But if you are already feeling something, it becomes even more indispensable. In addition to the PSA, the urologist can request a prostate ultrasound, an image exam that allows the size of the gland, its structure, if there are nodules, hardened areas, or signs of inflammation. The advantage of ultrasound is that it gives a direct and immediate view of what is happening inside and helps the doctor make the right decision regarding the treatment or need for more examinations. In some cases, if there are more suspicious changes, a biopsy may be indicated, but this is no reason for panic. It is just a more detailed procedure to confirm or discard any abnormality. But the health of the prostate, and here comes a crucial part, not only depends on the exams. It depends on you, your habits, your daily choices. And that's why, in addition to looking for the doctor and taking the exams, you need to understand that prevention and care with the prostate also undergo a lifestyle change. Food, physical activity, sleep, alcohol consumption, hydration. All this has a direct impact on the state of your prostate and your sexual power. Let's talk about food, for example. If you consume a lot of saturated fat, sausages, fried foods, refined sugar, excess alcohol, and live-eating processed foods, it is creating a highly inflammatory environment inside your body. And inflammation is one of the strongest triggers for increased prostate and for the development of dangerous cellular changes. On the other hand, if you adopt an anti-inflammatory diet, rich in green vegetables, red fruits, lycopene foods such as tomatoes, olive oil, chestnuts, omega-3 rich fish, you are strengthening your body to combat inflammation, protect your prostate, and improve your health as a whole. Another essential attitude is to consistently moisturize the body. It may seem simple, but drinking little water daily is one of the factors that contribute to the accumulation of toxins, kidney, and bladder overload, and consequently, irritation in the pelvic region, which directly affects the prostate. Keep the habit of drinking at least 2 liters of water a day. This helps in the elimination of waste, improves urinary flow, and reduces the risk of infections. And of course, regular exercise cannot be left out. Moving the body every day, even with a 30-minute walk, already improves circulation, regulates hormones, reduces stress, and helps in the production of testosterone, which is essential to maintaining male vitality. Sedentary men are much more likely to develop prostate dysfunctions and suffer from sexual impotence. The male body was made to move. When you stop, everything to you. Metabolism slows down, testosterone falls, inflammation increases. So choose to move. Your body will thank you with more energy, better performance, and much more confidence. Another fundamental point is to reduce, or, if possible, eliminate, excessive consumption of alcohol. Alcohol is highly inflammatory, interferes with hormonal production, affects the liver, and compromises the function of the prostate in the long run. Drinking socially, in moderation, is not the problem. The problem is frequent, exaggerated consumption, and the association with poor diet. If you want a healthy prostate and an active sex life after 50, you will need to rethink some things. And that starts with daily choices. Small, but consistent. And look, make no mistake thinking this is all complicated. Starting to take care of yourself can be simple, accessible, and even pleasurable. What is not simple is to deal with pain, impotence, incontinence, surgery, or loss of quality of life, because you postponed something that could have been resolved at first. The true man is one who takes care of what is important, and nothing is more important than his health. And if you got here, it's because you're ready for it. Now tell me sincerely, have you ever had the PSA exam ever? Have you been to the urologist in the last 12 months? Have you kept a healthy routine? Comment down here with the phrase, "I'm taking control of my health," or "I have already taken my first step," so I know who is really committed to this transformation. This strengthens engagement, helps other men to RFlet, and make us create a support community. If you stayed with me until the end of this video, I want to congratulate you on, because it shows that you are a different man, a man who values his own health, who is aware of the signs of the body, and who seeks information to live with more power, more vitality, and better quality of life. And since you got here, do the following. You subscribe now on the channel. Here you will find everything you need to know about prostate health, sexual power, prevention of silent diseases, and how to maintain your virility even after 40, 50, or 60 years. And do me a favor, Leave here in the comments the phrase, "I will take care of my prostate." This is not just a comment, it is a commitment to yourself. And more than that, it helps this video reach other men who also need to hear this message and take action before it's late. If this content made sense to you, leave your like right now. This strengthens the channel and shows to YouTube that this video deserves to be delivered to more people. Of course, now watch the next video that is appearing here on the screen, because in it I will show you what are the 5 habits that most destroy your prostate silent, and how to avoid it before you become a serious problem. I hope you there. Let's go together on this journey.